If it's Friday night, you know what that means. It's time for the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. Hello, everybody. It is Golem F. Michael Fletcher alongside my good buddy, Anthony Florio, Mike Bullock. What's up, guys? And we're going to go right into it. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to be diving into Smackdown Live. This was a huge night tonight from the Thunderdome in Florida, exclusively on Fox as usual, guys. And, well, we're going to jump it off. It was basically headlined by the main event, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, where it was literally, if Daniel Bryan wins, he gets to keep his career is still intact. More importantly, becomes the Universal Champion. However, if he loses, he's done. He does not get another opportunity. His SmackDown career is over. Now that could mean, could he be heading to Raw? Could he be heading to NXT? We won't know, but we'll just dive right in. So, first off, we had was the reigning, defending SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair got interrupted by Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Then the Street Profits came out, and that kind of led us into a little bit of a back and forth. Then Bayley comes out, so it's a 2-for-1. It led us to a 6-person tag, as it was the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, with the number one contender for the SmackDown Women's title, Bayley. They went up against the reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, and I guess you could say possibly number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team titles in the way of the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 7 minutes and 45 seconds was Bianca Belair and the Street Profits. I mean, all right, not bad. Good start to the show. The promo segment was all right. I don't think it was anything amazing or anything wowish. And even the tag team fight, the 6-person tag, I thought was all right. It had its moments where, you know, it kind of was a little sloppy in a couple of areas. But at the end of the night, I think the right outcome was deserved. Bianca and the Profits win, which was, to me, I could easily give a 2 3/4 to a 3-star bout. So with that said, pass it off to Anthony Florio. So Florio, it is all yours, my brother.
Well, first things first, before we get before I get into any of this, on behalf of Bullock and myself and everybody around the world and watching out there, we want to wish good old MF Michael Fletcher a very happy birthday, because it's his birthday tonight. So happy birthday, MF.
Happy birthday, Fletch.
Yes,
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Well appreciated.
Absolutely. And what made this birthday even better for MF is that he got to watch a SmackDown, his show, on his birthday. How awesome is that?
Not very often that happens for me, but yes, that's very true as well. Yes.
Well, actually, this is the second time in the last 3 years this has happened. 2 years ago, you got to experience a SmackDown Live, a Tuesday SmackDown Live on your birthday 2 years ago. So twice in 3 years, you get to enjoy your show on your birthday. And with the way the calendar is set up this year, come my birthday, I'll actually get to enjoy a Monday Night Raw. So, oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun on that night. Trust you me on that when we get there. But that's months away. But for right now, what a way to start off this special SmackDown, this huge SmackDown on MF's birthday. And WWE thrives on these multi-person tag matches. This was fast-paced, fun, energetic, and showcased the baby faces. While the heels got heat for a bit, it was the explosive comeback that really helped elevate this one. Does Bayley really feel any more like a credible threat to Bianca Belair? No. Does it feel inevitable that Ford and Dawkins regain the SmackDown Tag Team titles? Absolutely. In that regard, it could have been better. It spotlighted the talent, kept them busy, and brought energy to the opening segment of the show. In that regard, it worked. 2.5 to 3 stars. I definitely agree with MF's sentiment on that one. So not much more to say here. Michael Bullock, Phenom, Montez Ford, he scored the winning fall for his team. They pinned the tag team champions. I don't know about you, but that smells like a championship committee moment to me.
Yeah, that definitely smells like a championship committee moment for me as well. So, yeah, of course, I'm going to echo Florio's sentiments. I definitely want to wish good old MF Mike Fletcher a happy birthday. I mean, I hope you enjoy your day, my friend. And oh, by the way, my family wants to pass on their birthday wishes to you. So, just wanted to pass that along to you. So, yeah, 2.5 to 3. I agree with the rating. I mean, it was good for what it was, and yeah, I mean, Florio makes some good points. I mean, does Bailey seem like a credible threat to Bianca Belair's title? Absolutely not. But you never know. I mean, because you never know what kind of sneaky things Bailey might do to win it when they clash at WrestleMania Backlash. So, and yeah, I mean, could the Street Profits regain their titles? It's possible, but we definitely got to wait and see on all those accounts there. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. So let's move on, Fletch.
All right, guys. So with that said, I apologize. Wait, sorry. Something just popped up on me that I did not want to pop up. All right, here we go. So, right after that, the next thing that we had on the show was we had a little bit of some backstage segment stuff. Seth Rollins. Then we had a tag team fight, as it was Tamina and Natalya. They went up against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and when it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 5 minutes and 9 seconds was Tamina and Natalya getting a big win. Anthony, you alluded to it earlier with the with the Street Profits getting the win. This might have just created another championship committee moment. Tamina and Natalya just knocked off the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, and Tamina knocked them off clean.
That she did, but I have to unfortunately be brutally honest here. I gotta do some nitpicking here, unfortunately.
That's fine.
There is talent in these matches, and the effort has been there. But these two teams simply don't have chemistry. That we have seen them wrestle in some form or fashion far too often. 6 times this month alone, per Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp, only exacerbates how overexposed and underwhelming this program has been. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler have run their course as champions, but Natalya and Tamina don't feel like the team to dethrone them. The more this feud is shoved down our throats and the throats of the audience by way of repetitive matches every week, the less the potential win will mean. Yes, this is another championship committee moment, absolutely. We're definitely going to get another title match. Don't be surprised if we end up getting this at WrestleMania Backlash. Don't be surprised on that. So I can only give this about probably about 1.5 to 2 for the effort. This was definitely the worst fight of the night. But then again, no big surprise, because usually when we get any combination of these 4, it usually leads to the worst fight of the night. Not a dud this time around, but it wasn't exactly, it didn't exactly set the world on fire. I mean, the Mania match was great, but this one here, not so much. Hopefully, WrestleMania Backlash will be a different story. Hopefully, it'll be just like the Mania bout, maybe even better. I don't know, but I'm not holding my breath on that right now. So, this is, even though SmackDown has been doing really well as of late, and they did well again tonight, this is far and away the weakest link of the show right here. but I'm glad you got the trash out of the way. And then we lead into the good stuff coming up. So not much more to say here. 1.5 to 2 for the effort. Worst fight of the night. No question about that. So Michael Bullock, another meh fight, but another championship committee moment. Tamina gets the fall. I smell a tag title match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash with these four once again. So Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I smell that as well. Yeah, 1.5 to 2 for the effort here. I mean, I'm with Florio on this one. So yeah, I basically agree with everything he said. I mean, so there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
Yeah, no, this at least 1.5. I can definitely get that. Look, it's unfortunate that what's going on. It's unfortunate that, look, they did all right with what they had to do. They did okay with the situation that they needed it to do. But I think a lot of people are saying that, yeah, it wasn't that great. It was sloppy at times, which I will definitely agree. It was sloppy at times. It could have been a lot more better. It didn't deliver in the way that they were hoping for. And now you got yourself a messy situation. So it's bad. It's we'll see how it happened. It's just one of those things. So you know what? It is what it is. There's nothing more to say. So right after that, then we had a couple of more vignettes, everything else. Then here we go. Intercontinental title on the line. Big E versus Apollo Crews. The winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 33 seconds via disqualification. Big E. You know the rules. A title cannot change hands on a disqualification. Therefore, Apollo Crews is still the Intercontinental Champion. However, Michael Bullock, I give it to you. That might open the door. It does open the door for a rematch for the Intercontinental title. Big E deserves another shot. He won the match by DQ. He does not walk away he does not walk away with the title here tonight. Unfortunately, he does not get the belt because it was Aziz or Azar. He posted Big E, put him in the post, and referee caught him. Bell time.
Yeah, you kind of had the feeling that that something like that was going to go down when we first heard of this match, and no big surprise of the outcome, but because it was a disqualification, I can only give this 2.5 stars. I mean, it was a good match. It's just the DQ finish takes a little bit away from the match. I mean, if it wasn't for the disqualification, I could have given this. I could have easily given this 3 stars, no doubt. But I can only give it 2.5. I mean, and I'm with you, Fletch. I think Big E deserves another shot because, I mean, look, he won via disqualification, and he deserves another shot at the title. And I think it's going to happen at WrestleMania Backlash. So, nothing else to say. Fletch, I'm with you, man. Big E, he deserves another shot because to me, he got robbed.
That's a heart. Oh, God, and my heart broke for Big E. I get it. I understand it. You got to do storyline progression. This is a staple of SmackDown. But darn, fellas. But you know what? I get it. This is fine. And obviously, you want to keep the belt on Apollo for a little while longer. He just won the belt, guys. He won the belt at WrestleMania. You don't want to drop it yet. Besides, there's so many good contenders. Plus, Kevin Owens got involved after the fight. Maybe he's the next challenger for the Intercontinental title once this thing with Big E blows over. Because I think we can all agree right now that I feel like what they're setting up is that right now, well, you know what? I'm going to wait till the main event because I got a few theories going on. I don't want to tip my hand just yet. But obviously there's going to be a rematch between Big E and Apollo one more time at WrestleMania Backlash. I think that's a given. It's almost guaranteed now. We're going to see that. What we're going to get after that, though, that's what I want to address later on. So I'd rather hold my tongue, hold my thought, and then from there I'll present my case down the line. So with that said, I'm going to give this 3 stars. It was a good match. It was a solid fight. It was a good battle to the end. Yes, I'm a little angry about the DQ finish, but I get it. I understand it. You don't want to have you don't make Apollo look bad, but you don't weaken Big E either for this finish because you want to propel them for a next battle. I got no problem with it. I know some people did. I know a lot of people got this ruffled quite a few feathers in the room. I get it. But for me, I thought this was okay. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to lose my mind over this. Anthony, it's yours.
I'll give it about 3 to 3.25 stars. I think Bullock underscored it a little bit with all due respect. But Big E and Apollo Crews had a perfectly acceptable match, not unlike the others they have had, with a finish that was all too predictable. Commander Aziz, a.k.a. Davikato, is clearly meant to be the heater for Crews, but his presence ensures cheap finishes that do no justice to the match that precedes them. And then there's the potential for him to overshadow Crews eventually. History tells us that will absolutely happen, and sooner rather than later at that. The involvement of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn after the bell suggests a fatal 4-way for the upcoming WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view, and given the talent of the 4 stars that would be involved, that would certainly make for a great match. With that said, it feels like a placeholder as WWE buys time for Crews' title reign before inevitably giving the title back to Big E. How long, though? Until Big E moves on to bigger and better things. Solid 3, maybe 3.25 for the effort here, but we're definitely going to get something at WrestleMania Backlash. Fellas, I don't think it's going to be a straight-up one-on-one, though. I think KO and Sammy are going to get added to this, and I think it's going to end up being either a one-fall fatal 4-way, or I could even see a fatal 4-way elimination bout at WrestleMania Backlash. Either way, gentlemen, I think we're getting a fatal 4-way with Crews, Big E, KO, and Lame Duck Man.
Okay. Very
That's
well.
how I feel. It's 3 to 3.25, second best fight of the night. MF, I think it's time to move on to the most anticipated SmackDown main event since Kofi and Brock on that first Fox show.
And trust me, guys, it won't be no 18-second fight either. The main event, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship, and it was basically title versus SmackDown career. If Roman Reigns wins, Daniel Bryan's SmackDown career is over. He will be banned from SmackDown. He will not be welcome back. If Daniel wins, he becomes the Universal Champion. The winner of the bout, in 27 minutes, 29 seconds, and still the Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, the Big Dog, Roman Reigns. Oh my freaking God. What a main event. What a match. What a battle. What a war. I'm happy it was a clean finish. I'm glad Jey Uso didn't get involved. He got involved after the match, but at least they let this fight go. 4.5 to 4 3/4. You could make an argument for 5, but I don't think it gets to 5. But it comes dangerously close to 5. But 4.5 to 4.75 on a main event worthy of SmackDown Live, and I'll go as far to say it, the SmackDown Live fight of the year. I said it. I believe it. This was the best match for SmackDown for 2021. Good luck to anybody to try to top this fight, because this was absolutely incredible. This was everything it needed it to be. We needed the match. Both men brought fire, intensity, and passion, and every little thing that we were looking for, we got it in this one fight. Psychology, the wrestling, there was Shakespearean drama in this match, and this emphasized why SmackDown has gone leaps and bounds and has gotten so much better in the last year or so, because there was a time where SmackDown was literally at the bottom. They were at Raw level about a year or so ago. They have revitalized themselves. They've gotten out of that fire, and they have gone absolutely incredible. The commentary was amazing. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole was great on this. You felt the energy. Like, this felt like a WrestleMania main event type match. And we got it for free TV tonight on network television on Fox. 4.5 to 4.75. If you want to call for 5, I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. Great match, great battle. Anthony Florio, fight of the night, SmackDown's fight of the year.
Amen.
And you could make an argument that it has propelled itself to possibly being WWE's fight of the year, but not the overall fight of the year. I think there's too many good matches out there to get that honor.
Yeah.
But as far as SmackDown goes, this is the best match we've ever had on SmackDown Live, especially for Fox.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. TV fight of the year, absolutely. I don't know about overall WWE fight of the year. I mean, it's between this, and it's also between the WrestleMania triple threat with Roman, Bryan, and Edge. I mean, because that was insane as well. But it's those two are definitely 1A and 1B at this point right now. But I can't quite give it the 5, even though I would love to give it the 5. You know, the commercials. I think the commercial breaks definitely kept it from the 5, but I'm definitely within MF's rating here, 4.5 to 4.75 of a star. This was one of the best matches of the year, a high stakes battle, not just for championship gold, but the continuation of one of WWE's most storied careers. WWE made an extraordinary deal out of the contest, and the performers delivered exponentially. Expectations were high, and the match far exceeded them, delivering a dramatic encounter that had fans thinking an inspirational win might not be out of the cards before Roman Reigns snuffed out any sense of hope that still existed. Not only was the match superb, it marked a rare, clean victory for the head of the table. Cesaro making the save further supports the idea that the Swiss Superman will be next up to challenge Reigns, very likely at WrestleMania Backlash. While WWE is all in with the big dog right now, one has to wonder if now is the time to use him to elevate Cesaro, especially considering how hot the Swiss Cyborg is at this moment in time. But that is for later. Tonight was the culmination of Reigns and Bryan's feud, a match of the year candidate, and proof that WWE can still deliver those must-see events, pay-per-view, main event style matches when it wants to. But if we were doing the commentary, I would have had MF as the. This would have been one of those rare times where I would have had MF not be an impartial commentator and have him pull for Bryan all the way, considering he knows about Bryan's contributions to Team Blue ever since, you know, the brand extension relaunched in 2016 when he was the general manager of SmackDown Live with Shane O'Mac as the commissioner, and then getting cleared to return to in-ring competition a couple years later, and then winning the WWE Championship and the new Daniel Bryan and all the great matches he's put on. I would have had MF be all brokenhearted at the moment when he passed out and lost. But where does Bryan go from here? I'm normally not a selfish person, but in this case, this is one time I have to be selfish here. I'm hoping and praying that he ends up on Team Red. I mean, what a shot in the arm that would be from Monday Night Raw. I have been wanting him on Monday Night Raw for years, ever since this whole thing started. Every time a draft came along, I kept saying, come on, Bryan, get to Raw. We need you on Raw. But yet they kept him on SmackDown, and I know MF loved it. But, well, you've got a new frontline soldier for SmackDown now, and that is the tribal chief and the head of the table, Roman Reigns. And you might have a frontline soldier in the making with Cesaro. I mean, I think it's clear as day we're going to get Cesaro and Roman for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. And, you know, we'll wait and see what happens with that. But next week, Cesaro and Seth Rollins, they will go one-on-one on a special throwback / old school edition of Friday Night SmackDown. So that is going to be hella fun. I can't wait for that. But for right now, 4.5 to 4 3/4 of a star. Wow. That's simply all there is to say on that. So, Michael Bullock, I mean, this is one of those times I wish we had a SmackDown chat. We didn't have one tonight. We haven't had one in a while because of commitments and all that, and that's cool. But boy, howdy, Bullock, I wish we could have had a SmackDown chat during this because we would have had a hell of a lot of fun with this. 4.5, 4 3/4. Michael Bullock, in the immortal words of the late, great Regis Philbin. How do you follow that? My gosh.
Yeah, this was definitely 4.5 to 4 3/4. I mean, what can you say? This was fight of the night. I mean, these two, they know how to deliver. They just know how to deliver. And they gave us a match that we're all going to talk about. And yeah, I mean, like you said, with Daniel Bryan, where does he go from here now? I think he goes to Raw. That's what I think. I mean, going to NXT, I think, makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, I mean, and I think Daniel Bryan would be that shot in the arm that Monday Night Raw really needs right now. So, and I think, especially after Cesaro making the save after what Jey Uso did after the match, I think it all but assures us that Cesaro is next in line to challenge for the Universal Championship. So, 4.5 to 4 3/4, nothing more to say. Fletch, let's move on.
It now leads us to the overall review. Anthony Florio. It was a little shaky at a couple of points, but man, the second half, SmackDown came firing, and boy, did they bring it home with that main event.
Did they ever? Absolutely. There is no question about it. SmackDown delivers once again. Even though we did have a couple of low points, of course, the women's tag team situation, most definitely the lowest point of the night, obviously. And then the DQ finish to Big E and Apollo, and that opening segment. But man alive, I would probably give this in excess of maybe 7.5. I mean, because of those couple of low points there. but it was still a great show. I mean, not as good as last week, but still, I mean, it definitely delivered. I mean, that main event was a classic. We haven't seen any better on television in all our years of watching this, and but my God, I mean, this is why SmackDown continues to be better than Raw each and every week, even though Raw definitely improved leaps and bounds this past week, and we don't know when his contract expires, Brian's, but we'll see. You know what? No, I'm still gonna give it an 8. I'm actually gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, mainly because of the main event alone. I mean, this show was all about the main event, and that delivered in spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. You don't get a TV bout like that very often, and it made a pretty good show into a very good one. Most of the WrestleMania Backlash card is pretty clear, and the ending of this show should set up the other main event. Check out the main event, though, as it really is a heck of a struggle with a great story being told. If you're pressed for time, you got to go out of your way to see the main event. You really have to. I'll even throw in the Intercontinental matchup, and I'll even throw in the opening six-person tag. But fast forward past the opening segment because that was a mess. Definitely fast forward past the women's tag match because that wasn't anything to write home about. But other than those couple of things, everything else was great. That main event, like I said, that put it over the top. So I'm going to give this in excess of 7.5 to 8. I think 7.5 to 8 is the appropriate rating for this very good show here tonight. And Michael Bullock, I mean, next week, for the first time in a very long time, I can't remember the last time it happened. I think it was about 24. I think it was that first Monday Night Raw of 2014. WWE is going old school. We're throwing back next week on SmackDown, and Cesaro against Seth Rollins. There's your headliner right there. So 7.5 to 8 for me, Michael Bullock. I mean, wow. If you thought this week was great, wait till next week when we go old school. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and who knows what we're gonna see with this old school Friday Night SmackDown. Who knows who we're gonna see from this, but we'll have to find out come next week. So, and especially highlighting that by that Seth Rollins and Cesaro match. So, I agree, 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I mean, I think that. I mean, this was. I mean, tonight was. I mean, yeah, you had the Intercontinental title match. I mean, it was a good match, but like I said, the DQ. I mean, yeah, I mean, we frown upon it, but you know what? It is what it is. But it was all about the Universal Championship tonight, and like we said, these two definitely delivered. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more to add. So Fletch, I give it to you.
Yeah, easily I can give this about 7 to 7.5. This was an excellent show, but like we said, tonight they built this to be about the Universal title, and it delivered. This was without whenever SmackDown really emphasizes on a match and really focuses on that particular night or that particular moment, if that gets the lion's share of it, then anything else, as long as the lead up gets good, and there was 2 matches that was bookended by this event. The Intercontinental title fight and the Universal title match. So they gave you the 2 matches. Yeah, they were good. They were not. The Intercontinental title match was good, but not great. The ending left to be desired. But everything led to the main event, and it delivered. Like I said, the first hour was a little shaky, and it definitely didn't help. But once it turned the corner and started to really rev the engines, once we got to the main event, oh my God, were we glued to our seats. We were on the edge of the seats all night. We were pumped. It was a great main event, and it could not have delivered any more better than it did. All right, so with that said, we are done for the night. I just want to take a minute just to say Thank you for all the well wishes, for all the birthday love that I got, not just from my fellow colleagues, but from family, from friends, from everybody, from all the parts of the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm beyond grateful, overwhelmed with the love and the support that I got from you guys. It is truly, truly, truly amazing. I'm blessed. I'm honored. Thank you, each and all, one and all. Thank you so much for the love, and I appreciate it. You have no idea how special you guys are to me. And we always say it. You guys are the best in the world. I've always meant it. I always believe it. And you guys delivered in spades today. So thank you, thank you, thank you again. And Monday night, we do this all over again with Ridiculously Raw. Wednesday night is Wednesday Night Mayhem. Thursday night, we're back with Strictly Sports with the NFL Draft Special. That's right. We are going to go team by team, rating everybody that was in the draft, letter grades for all the 32 teams in the NFL. How did they do? What did we like? What did we hate? And trust me, there was a few picks that made us cringe. And we're gonna get after them for their picks as well. So we got that, and then come right back here 1 week from tonight. We're gonna do we're gonna have another edition of Cerebral Smack Talk, Smackdown Live, and I'm actually gonna do something because MLW got a show tomorrow, and this will be their first show on Vice TV. But more importantly, here's some news that actually broke the wire, and Derek Ferrera was the first one to break this today. We talk about AEW having working relationships with New Japan, with Impact Wrestling. It looks like WWE, but more importantly, NXT might be having a working relationship with MLW. Whoa, wait a minute. That perked my ears, because if it's NXT, oh my God, that's a game changer. Imagine some of the top guys on NXT on MLW. And what about Jacob Fatu, the MLW World Heavyweight Champion? What if he ends up invading NXT? Man, this is going to be a game changer if this happens. We talk about AEW and their working relationships. If WWE pulls this off, man, this could be very, very, very interesting. Nothing more to say. Guys, thank you. Have a great night. We'll see you on Monday. So long, everybody.